you can get the exact GPS location of any phone at any time. You can even find out where that phone has been, how long it stayed at a particular location, and how long it took it to get from point A to point B throughout the day. It really is quite amazing. The name of the service is called InstantID.info, and this is how it works. So you enter the telephone number of that phone into their system, and then the Instant ID system goes to work by locating that phone and giving you an approximate location. Then what you could do, you could send a text message to that phone through the InstantID.info system. So what happens is that the text message doesn't go from your phone to the other phone. It goes from the InstantID.info system to the other phone. So it uses a random telephone number that, is just used by the InstantID.info system. And that could be any telephone number at any time. And it changes telephone numbers throughout the day. So then what happens, once you send that text message to the other phone, it reports back. Once it's received, it reports back to the InstantID.info system with the exact location of that phone at that time. And you could do that multiple times throughout the day. Now, in addition to that, it will tell you where that phone started, where it went, and how long it stayed at each location. So think of it this way. The phone is at home at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it travels to point A. Well, you'll be able to see where it went from home to point A with a blue line on a Google map. And then it'll tell you how long it stayed at that location. It'll tell you what time it arrived, how long it was there, and what time it left. And then, throughout the day. And then by the end of the day, it'll give you like a whole line of, okay, this is where this phone has been throughout the day. And there'll be like history involved with that as well, or available with it. You can find out, 7, 14, 30, 60 days of history about where a phone was and how long it stayed there, and just, its whereabouts and movements. It really is a great location. In addition to that, it'll show you text messages and, where, who they're texting and who's texting them. There really is a lot of information that can be gotten just by using the telephone number in a system like InstantID.info. So, it might solve some people's problems. A lot of people may want to know what's going on with this or what's going on with that. So, it makes it a lot easier because, the system does all the work, and they can just do it all through the InstantID.info system without ever having to use their own telephone number. So, it could be a great thing for a lot of people depending on their situation and what they need to find out.